favorite. Go and follow us on all social media platforms. All right, man, let's get to it.
All right, my name's Dennis. This is my dog Echo. She's a Belgian Malinois from Evry K9 in Nashville, Tennessee. So how I got into Malinois was I saw a canine deployment in front of my tattoo shop in St. Louis before I moved here to Houston, and I fell in love with them. And I got here, and a friend of mine that I met in dogs asked me to come out, decoy a couple dogs for him, and I got bitten, and that was it. I fell in love with Malinois, and I've been handling them and owning them ever since. So I used to be into game-bred pit bulls when I lived in the St. Louis area. We had a lot of game dogs. We did some hog catch and hog hunting stuff. But after moving, it just wasn't really my thing anymore. Living with a Malinois is, it's like living with a hyperactive 3-year-old all the time. Never changes, they never grow up, always wild. One to chew your stuff up, having to be under control all the time. You put them on place to keep them calm, otherwise they're gonna eat your kids' toys, they're gonna eat walls, you know, they may tear up your couch, they're running around, everything is 100 miles an hour. It's kind of like hectic, not the best pet, but you know, it can be cool at times. I do not think that the Malinois, when bred correctly and well bred, makes a good family pet. You can find some lower drive ones that would typically be like a working washout that could make a good family dog, family protection dog, but on average, a good Malinois is not a great family pet, in my opinion. Their working ability is the main thing I enjoy about Malinois, is that they're always ready to work. They're always willing to give you what you ask of them. They're excited to please you. I like the aggression. I like working dogs. So the adrenaline of being bitten by them, by sending them out to bite, competing in sports, working with police canine, it's kind of the excitement of the dog is what really gets me about them. The most impressive thing I've seen with Malinois, more than likely I would say like massive drug confiscations, you know, getting hundreds of kilos of heroin off the streets, you know, finding something like that and stopping that from being trafficked into our streets, into communities, killing children. I'd say that's probably the most impressive thing I've seen Malinois do. Honestly, I think the type of person that should own a Malinois could be law enforcement, obviously. Anyone that needs a serious working protection dog, you know, executives, people that have companies that need good protection, people who are avid sports competitors, PSA, Canine Street League, you know, ring sports, guys that really want to compete at a high level with a dog. That's great to own them. There are some that I think families can do, you know, if it's an active family, they're out doing things a lot. They're good, you know, they could own them and get away with some of them. So, you know, it is a versatile breed. A lot of people can work with them. So I wouldn't say that there's one specific person that should own them, but there's a handful that are better suited for it than others. So when I'm purchasing a Malinois, the things I'm looking out for are nerves. I want to see a good nerve dog that's confident, not spooked by sounds, is not spooked by strangers, is not shaking, not walking around with his tail tucked. So I look for confidence. Drive. I want to see a puppy that I throw a ball and the dog takes off after it, because I want a dog that'll work. So I really want him to be have some prey drive, have some toy drive, independence. I personally like a dog, when I go and look at a litter, that's out here doing his own thing, investigating and exploring things. He'll come up to me, check in, see who I am, what's going on, and then he's off doing his thing. I like independence in a dog. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Independence, confidence, no sensitivity to noise, you know, nothing to show any kind of weak nerves. And then obviously you look for confirmation. You don't want them to have, you know, their cow hocked or their feet splay out, you know, physical attributes like that. How healthy do I think the breed is? I think that is definitely an extreme variance. We have dogs like Echo here that are very well bred from KNPV lines from Holland. She's extremely healthy. I have another male at my house. He's an MVBK dog from Belgium. Very, very healthy dog. But then we have here a lot of dogs that are coming up from Mexico that have just been slapped together with no real purpose. And then we have them here that have been bred together with no real purpose. So we do have a lot of genetic issues. And that's where I'm seeing kind of health issues with, is a lot of these dogs that are not purpose bred. They're just bred from two random Malinois because they make a pretty dog, but that pretty dog has extreme health issues. Overall, they're a pretty healthy breed until you get into poor breeding habits. So the color specifically can vary in any genetics. There's some dark colored Malinois that are from lines from Holland, from the Netherlands, and KMPV dogs that are still relatively healthy dogs because they're from original blood. So you'll see that, but a lot of what we're seeing with the darker dogs are, again, the dogs from Mexico. Those dogs, we start to see a lot of nervousness. They have weak nerves, they have reactivity issues, they generally have health issues. They're a little more sporadic in getting a good dog. I don't know that I would so much base it on color, but areas of distribution, you will definitely see more weak dogs and weak immune systems. There's a lot of different strains of Malinois, so to speak. The genetic codes are different from varying places around the world. You'll see dogs from France that have these characteristics. You'll see dogs from Belgium or Czech, where they're still using old Belgian blood. They will have different characteristics than dogs you'll see from Holland with KMPV blood, dogs from Mexico that have a certain trait, American bred dogs that have certain traits. So yeah, you'll see a lot of variance in different strains, so to speak. The Malinois is absolutely not a dog for first-time dog owners, in my opinion. I have seen a few folks that are able to handle it, I've personally worked hand in hand with a few canine handlers police canine handlers that have never owned a dog. And now they're thrown into a police unit with a dog that's ready to come back and hammer you as well as hammer the bad guy in front of you. So that could be a lot to take in, but I've seen the guys do well. But on average, no, the Malinois is not a dog for a first-time owner.